Good evening. The May 7th meeting of the Corvallis School Board is now called to order at 6:32 p.m. To support the health and safety of all community members, particularly those who are immunocompromised and their families, the board continues to offer a virtual participation option for board members and district staff. Public comment is available at select meetings, both in person and virtually. Details on how to provide public comment are available on the Corvallis School District website. Tonight's agenda, board packet, and a link to the district's YouTube channel are available on the school board page of the website. All public meetings are live streamed on YouTube, and recordings are typically posted the following day. Tonight we have all board members in attendance in person. And we're going to start the evening with the acknowledgement of Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Corvallis School District 509J, Acknowledgement of Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, Resolution Number 22-0401. Whereas the Corvallis School District recognizes and pays tribute to the significant contributions made in our community by Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, and
whereas Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month grew out of efforts of former Capitol Hill staffer Jeannie Jew in the 1970s, and
whereas Asian Pacific Heritage Week was first proclaimed by the U.S. House of Representatives in 1977, and whereas Asian American and Pacific Island Heritage Month has been proclaimed by several states since, and I'm going to do Amy's.
Whereas Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are largely left out of academic discourse, and whereas members of the Asian American community have historically been subjected to exclusionary laws, discriminatory policies, segregation, and internment, and continue to be targeted by anti-Asian violence and actions of hate. And whereas Oregon proclaimed April as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month permanently in 2021, and whereas what was then called Asian Pacific Heritage Month was first proclaimed at the national level in 1978, and
whereas Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have contributed to the history and collective future of Corvallis and Benton County, Oregon, and whereas Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month provides an opportunity to continue the district's growth in learning about the many contributions of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders to the nation, world, and local community, and
whereas education is a necessary component for creating a more equitable and anti-racist community, nation, and world, and
whereas the Corvallis School District has a responsibility to honor and respect the diverse histories of our community, and
whereas the Corvallis School District believes each and every student must be celebrated and appreciated for the district's and vibrant contributions made by sharing cultures, language, ideas, beliefs, and values within a school community.
Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Corvallis School District does hereby proclaim May 2022, as well as each May annually, as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the district, and strongly encourages students, families, staff, and community members to join in existing local celebrations, and encourages all schools in the district to help highlight this month in great appropriate ways, as well as highlight the contributions of all Asian American and Pacific Islander peoples to the local community, nation, and beyond, both historically and in current times. Adopted by the Board of Directors of School District 509J Corvallis of Benton and Lynn Counties, Oregon, at its regular meeting this 14th day of April 2022.
thanks. And we have two Heritage Month proclamations. So we're going to, the next one is acknowledgement of Jewish American Month.
Corvallis School District 509J Acknowledgement of Jewish American Heritage Month, Resolution Number 25-0501. whereas the Corvallis School District recognizes and pays tribute to the significant contributions made in our community by Jewish Americans, including people who identify as Jewish American by ancestry, culture, and/or ethnicity. And
whereas the Corvallis School District affirms that students, families, staff, and community members should be valued for all aspects of their diverse identities, and whereas Jewish American Heritage Month grew out of efforts led by Jewish American leaders and politicians to recognize the many contributions of Jewish Americans to United States history and culture, and
whereas beginning in April 1980, the United States Congress designated 1 week as Jewish Heritage Week, and whereas Jewish American Heritage Month was first recognized nationally in 2006, and
whereas Jewish American Heritage Month has been proclaimed by several states, including Oregon, since that time, and
whereas representation of diversity in the contributions of Jewish American people, past and present, has been limited in academic learning, and whereas Jewish Americans have historically been and continue to be targeted by anti-Semitism, genocide, violence, and acts of hate, and
whereas Jewish Americans have contributed to the history and collective future of Corvallis and Benton County, Oregon, and whereas Jewish American History Month provides an opportunity to continue the district's growth in learning about the many contributions of Jewish Americans to the nation, world, and local community, and
whereas education is a necessary component for creating a more equitable and anti-racist community, nation, and world, and whereas the Corvallis School District has made a commitment to equity and anti-racism, and whereas the Corvallis School District has a responsibility to honor and respect the diverse histories of our community, and
whereas the Corvallis School District believes each and every student must be celebrated and appreciated for the distinct and vibrant contributions made by sharing cultures, language, ideas, beliefs, and values within a school community.
Therefore, let it be resolved by the Board of Education of the Corvallis School District does hereby proclaim May 2025 as well as each May annually as Jewish American Heritage Month in the district, and strongly encourages students, families, staff, and community members to join in existing local celebrations, and encourages all schools in the district to help highlight this month in great appropriate ways, as well as highlight the broad and diverse societal contributions of all Jewish American peoples to the local community, nation, and beyond, both historically and in current times. Adopted by the Board of Directors of School District Number 509J Corvallis of Benton and Lynn Counties, Oregon, at its regular meeting this 8th day of May 2025.
thanks everyone. And we like to remind everybody that we restate those every year to reaffirm the district's commitments to what's in the resolutions. The next item on the agenda is board member reports. Does anybody have anything to report? Shauna?
So I had the pleasure this morning of starting my day at the Boys and Girls Club with their Celebrate Kids Breakfast, which was just a really wonderful showing of community, of local businesses and organizations who sponsor the Boys and Girls Club, and a celebration of the incredible work they do in the community for youth in partnership in many ways with the school district. They shared stories and videos and really demonstrated how they holistically meet the needs of youth in the community and lean into even data coming out of the school district around literacy, how they're leaning into really supporting kids on their early reading and joy of reading, as well as supporting children and families in so many different ways. Just wanted to give a shout out to, there was a wonderful keynote from Coach Jamarcus Shepard, the new coach at head football coach at Oregon State, and I wanted to name two really wonderful youth speakers who spoke. So it's always inspiring to hear from youth, from their experience. We had remarks from the 2025 Youth of the Year for Corvallis and for Oregon, Trail Lopez. And then after she gave her wonderful remarks, she welcomed up the 2026 Boys and Girls Club of Corvallis Youth of the Year, Luis Oseguera Peña, who did a beautiful job of also sharing. So really appreciated hearing from the youth today, as well as celebrating with the community. And one other thing I'll share is just a thank you to the students and community at Bridges for sharing with us the latest things a brewing. I'm very excited to read it.
Chris?
Just a couple. I wanted to thank Nikki for setting up a time for us to meet with our couple Crescent Valley students who had come to our board meeting a couple weeks ago and shared their concerns about school safety. And so we got to meet with them and talked a little bit more. And always nice when we have time to talk to kids and really listen to their fears and talk about some resolutions for what's going on there. And then also just wanted to give a shout out to a couple weeks ago, Brigida Olson from the city came and spoke to us, and I asked if we could meet just to get a little bit more information, as we've talked a lot about housing in Corvallis and the need for more family housing. And so we met and just had a really good conversation, and I have a presentation that they shared at the city council if anybody's interested in hearing more about it. But it's just good to hear what our Corvallis city councilors are doing to increase housing in our community.
Bernie, and then Sammy.
Yes, I want to go and call out a great performance by the CV Theater team and Night Under the Stars. This is the last weekend for you guys to see it. Please see it. It's worth your time. It's about a little bit over an hour, so it's not a lot of time, but it's a wonderful play. It's directed by students as well as student actors, so it's a great production. It's getting better every year. I also, since the last board meeting, attended several of the bargaining sessions. I continue to do that, and we continue to make progress. So just to let you guys know. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So I have three updates. The first one, I want to bring to your attention an update that I shared with you over the email, and maybe we can add it as well to the packet. The National School Board Association have announced a new program that will be available for board members across the country, including us, to apply to individually, and it is called the NSBA Policy Leadership Cohort. It's a 6 months professional learning experience that starts this summer, open to school board members, and participants choose one of two focus tracks. Number one, special education governance. Number two, educator recruitment and retention. Both areas directly relevant to the work that we're doing here in Corvallis. The program includes personalized advocacy roadmap, engagement with community, with media, advocacy training, culminating with board-ready capstone policy action plan, something participants bring back as an immediate action resource for their districts and their state's work. I would encourage any of my fellow board members to consider applying. It is a strong opportunity to deepen our policy leadership, build a network with peers across the country, and elevate our district's voice at the federal level. I'm happy to share the application link that I shared over the email or answer any questions either now or after the meeting. I do have two brief updates as well. The other one is the May Day gathering that was hosted by both our associations, OEA, CEA, Corvallis Educators Association, and OSEA, the classified staff union. They had a gathering during May Day, and I was really fortunate to be there and connect with folks and learn about what's going on. Also, I continue to have conversations and receive questions about different topics from community members and teachers regarding different topics, including instructional screen time. That is a topic that we're hearing a lot about, both nationally and statewide, now locally as well. How instructional screen time is managed, and should it be limited or controlled, especially early on in the K-5 or K-6 stage. Targeted class sizes. I'm getting specific questions about class sizes in specific schools as well. So I will definitely pass on those questions and curiosities to our staff as I receive them.
Any other board member reports? Go ahead, Therese.
I was, since our last meeting, we had conferences in the district, and I was able to spend a little bit of time at Corvallis High School, both conferences for my own son, but also visiting with some of the folks. I went early. The lines were very short, so I had a chance to chat, particularly with some of the math teachers, which I really appreciated, asking my questions about what they anticipate in terms of incoming a year or two out from some of the changes in our math curriculum, what they anticipated. I was really encouraged to chat with them. I also got to talk with the music folks at CHS. My child's not in music, so I never talked to them, but I was able to visit with them and hear a little bit of kind of their vision for what they would like to see happen with music. And I appreciated their thoughtfulness. I think what I'll say is that I know there's a lot of things that are in flux, but in getting a few minutes of sit down time and FaceTime with staff, what I very much walked away with is that they're apprised of the situation, and they are, as to the best of their ability in their role, they are really trying to stay student-centered on the student experience, and that was very encouraging. I definitely left with some questions and a desire for some follow-up conversations, both at the district level and as time would allow with other staff in the district. But overall, I just really was impressed that every person I talked to, regardless of the subject, was really centered on the idea that the students need to have a well-rounded and robust experience. And I think they're bringing that energy to the class. The last thing I'll add is that I had my first real opportunity to learn more about exactly what this advisor class means. I know that my son's been in it for almost a year. I really wanted to understand kind of what the goal of that class is. And I have to say, I left really impressed with the intentionality that has gone into the curriculum and how they're blending the social emotional curriculum into that period. And when they talked about the cohort, I think I didn't realize that was intended to be something that would span so long. I thought, oh, that's just for this year. So learning that, the intention is that students will have the same advisor all the way through. Somehow I missed that. And that I really think that's a fantastic model. So anyway, just kudos to the folks that are putting together what's happening in the advising period, because I think they really are treating every student like they have, that they need to be intentional about planning their future, whether that's going to be college or not, that the important part is having a plan, and they're talking about that. And so I was really grateful also for all the extra minutes they gave me, even when I didn't have a kid in their class. So appreciate that.
Go ahead, Judah.
I guess this is kind of a mixed between this and board member comment. I had the opportunity to meet with some community members who really generously spent time and watched me drink a lot of coffee, which is both a promise and a warning if you'd like to spend time with me in the community. But I wanted to kind of back up what Sammy was saying about concerns about instructional screen time, the security of devices, how those are managed by age group, and to be looking carefully at what we're currently doing to see if that's the best way to be doing things.
It'll be said. Thank you. I only had one thing, and I went to the Corvallis Public School Foundation meeting, and it's always great to connect with them and hear what's going on and see how the goals of the district align with their fundraising and to help support the programs that we have that are funded through the foundation. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Melissa, who is giving the superintendent's report this evening.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here today. I would first like to congratulate Dr. Noss as he is celebrating his oldest child's college graduation this week. So that's why he is not here. So that's very exciting. And we'll be talking about graduations in a second. But we have to start with Teacher Appreciation. This week, May 4th through 8th, is Certified Teacher Appreciation Week. We celebrate our certified teachers, speech language pathologists, language development specialists, mental health therapists, counselors, and nurses. They're all under our bargaining unit of licensed educators. Please join me in thanking our staff. Our parents have been amazing this week. I've been in multiple buildings, and I guess parents think that teachers don't eat because there has been so much food in every building I went into all week long. So keep it up. It's great to take care of our teachers that way. So thank you, parents. I want to let you know that even though it's May 8th or 7th today, we need to talk about graduations because we won't be back together again until after they're all done. I'm about to give you a bunch of graduations, dates, and times. I know that Kim will put them on your calendar, but for folks at home who are watching or listening, this is a great thing to come back to so you can know when these special events are happening. Native student graduation ceremony will happen on Wednesday, May 27th at Linus Pauling at 5:30. And at that ceremony, we will celebrate our Native graduates from both high schools, all three high schools. Dual language immersion, we will recognize the graduation of our DLI students at the Corvallis High School Theater at 5:30 on Friday, May 29. Black high school graduation, the African American Youth Leadership Coalition will be recognizing Black graduates from across our region at 4 o'clock on Sunday, May 31st at the Corvallis Community Center. Wings, we will recognize the graduation of our Wings program students at Crescent Valley High School on Wednesday, June 3rd at 6 o'clock. Life Skills graduation, we will recognize the graduation of our Life Skills students at the Corvallis High School Theater at 10:30 a.m. on Thursday, June 4th. College Hill High School will have their graduation at College Hill High School on Thursday, June 4th at 7 o'clock. Corvallis High School will have their graduation at Gill Coliseum at 5 o'clock on Friday, June 5th, quickly followed by Crescent Valley's high school graduation, which happens at Crescent Valley at 7 o'clock on the same day, Friday, June 5th. So we look forward to all of our graduates, and we're excited for this season of celebration. I wanted to give an update on summer programming. Because of the generous support of the Corvallis Public Schools Foundation, we're able to offer summer programming again. The priority area is credit recovery for high school students, but the foundation is also supporting the Bridges Summer Program, College Hill Urban Farm, and our family advocate support that extends through the summer. So thanks for that. I want to move to our consolidation update, so we have some slides. So we're just gonna, like we do every month, go through what's happening, what's happened, what's coming up. Our first is to talk about programming. We've completed our family and community information nights. Our student growth and experience department put together an incredible program for every single school, K6, K8, and they have been working nights 2 or 3 nights a week for the last 3 weeks, making that happen. Very efficient, great information, the Corvallis Promise and what that means to students in the school that they are visiting, and our principals play an important role in those presentations as well. So great job on doing all of that. We will now move on to the Corvallis Farmers Market, and we have a table at the Farmers Market. The dates are listed on the screen. Come and talk to us and ask us about Corvallis schools. We will also have a table at Open Streets Corvallis, which is on June 29th. We are bringing together groups of staff to plan for starting the year strong. And speaking of that, I want to do a special shout out, and I hope she's watching. Erica Cheney from the CIMC has been working tirelessly to pull together curriculum and materials to make sure that they're moved to where they need to go so that our staff are ready when the fall starts. Facilities and Transportation are conducting staff meetings to talk about packing and move logistics. They're conducting furniture inventories, and they're also creating a standardized furniture set for classrooms based on grade level so we can make sure everybody has what they need in the classroom when they walk in. They also have office hours set for May 26th for K6 and K8 so they can talk to the move manager directly about what it is they might have questions about when it comes to moving. Student transitions, big fun stuff here. School teams from across the district visited Letitia Carson this week to meet with students attending their schools next year. So we had leadership teams like the principal and maybe the MTSS staff or the dean came with, and they went to Letitia Carson and they met students who are coming to them in the fall. Later this month, Letitia Carson students are going to go visit their new schools. At Linus Pauling, we're gonna have a joint Linus Pauling Sheldon assembly on June 3rd for all current 6th and 7th graders to announce the new mascot. You're gonna hear a great presentation today from our group who's doing that work. You're not gonna get to find out who the mascot is though. Not tonight, because the kids get to know first and they're gonna find out on June 3rd. And then the 8th graders will, on that day, 8th graders are headed up to Mary's Peak for a field trip. Transfers. All of our families who applied during the resident transfer window had until May 4th to accept or release their positions, so now we're working through those lists. The non-resident transfer window closed on Sunday night, so we're working through that as well. And if anyone is still considering a transfer, late entry transfers open now until the week before school starts, and we review those in chunks throughout June, July, and August. And our last update on school transitions, Letitia Carson is having a school celebration on Thursday, May 21st. A dinner for Letitia Carson families, current families, is from 5 to 6. And then beginning at 6 o'clock, the community is invited to come to Letitia Carson, see the school, and celebrate with them. Sheldon will be having a similar celebration on Thursday, May 28th from 4:30 to 6:30. And last but not least, it is our last night with our student board reps. So we want to give them a big thank you for all the work that they've done, all of the time and energy they've spent advocating for their schools in big ways, and also making sure we were all up to date on what's happening at each of those buildings. We're excited to see where you're going from here. If you're graduating, best of luck in all that's upcoming. And if you're not and you're coming back, can't wait to see you again in the fall. So I have for you some certificates that are very precious. They're just certificates. But I'm going to hand them to you, and it's a pile, so it probably means there's people that I need you to give them to at your school. So if you could do that. So let's recognize Thomas. Amy's not here tonight, but also recognize Leo and Laura. Maybe a round of applause. I'll hold on to Amy's and College Hill. Thank you.
I can't remember. Do we usually take a picture with them? I can't remember. Yes. I thought so. At the break, though?
Yeah, we can do that. We might need one before the next report. I was going to go get them, but I was waiting for student reports. Yes, we have student reports.
We have student reports.
Maybe after student reports?
We'll take a quick
Okay,
break.
thank you.
Okay. We'll do it then. Thank you all for spending time with us. I really appreciate learning from you and working with you, hearing your advocacy and getting to know you over your time that you've been on here. And I know some folk will be back, but yeah, and you all are next. So whoever has reports, we're ready for you.
Well, good evening, and thank you guys all for having me. Recently, CHS hosted our spring blood drive, and students and staff donated over 40 units of blood to help support hospitals and patients in need throughout our community. We're really proud of everyone who donated or helped organize the event. Also, Senior Assassin is officially underway, so if you happen to see any students running around the town in goggles or carrying squirt guns, that's probably what's going on. To clarify, it's not a school-sponsored event, but there is a lot of seniors who are participating. Yeah, not school-sponsored. We also want to recognize Janice Russell for recently winning state titles in both freestyle and Greco wrestling. She's a sophomore in high school, so it's really impressive. She's also the first athlete from Corvallis High School to do so since Ron Sather over 50 years ago. So it's an incredible achievement, and we're really proud of her. And then lastly, we're excited for prom, Saturday, May 9th. That's this Saturday, and our theme is Enchanted Forest, so we're looking forward to a really fun night with our students. And then on a personal note, I wanted to thank you guys all for the opportunity to be here and to get to know you guys all a little bit better, and also to represent CHS. So thank you guys all.
Okay, so Laura and I are going to split our report, but I'll go first. Baseball beat Dallas on Monday, softball beat McKay last week, and the Crescent Valley track team has had multiple members break school records recently. Boys tennis is undefeated in league matchups and beat CHS in the rivalry game 5-3. They'll be participating in the district tournament coming up. Girls golf has won their league, and boys golf will participate in the regional tournament. Our junior class presidents have been working hard to plan prom, which on May 30th and has an enchanted garden theme, I believe. Secret garden, yeah. Our sophomore class presidents and our ASB president have been planning a movie night, which will take place next week. Crescent Valley would like to wish a happy teacher appreciation week to all the teachers that make our school great, and our education wouldn't be possible without you. Core council elections are coming up soon, and we're excited for more students to involve themselves in student government and put their plans into action. Also, I'd just like to add a note. Thank you, Laura. It was our last, tonight's my last meeting, Laura, and Laura's last school board meeting, so I'd like to appreciate Laura and everything she's helped me with.
I'm pleased to share several recent accomplishments and opportunities that have brought pride and recognition to our school community. First, our school's robotics team achieved a major milestone by making it to the quarterfinals in our division at the World Championship. This is the furthest the team has ever gone in its 25 years of competition. This season, our experienced team, Control C, and we have our rookie team, which is Control V, CV. They were ranked 2nd in Oregon and 10th overall in the Pacific Northwest. Advancing to this level represents an extraordinary amount of dedication, teamwork, technical skills, and perseverance from our students and mentors. So a huge congrats to them. In addition, our school's Science Bowl team qualified for the National Science Bowl Championship for the first time. And although the team did not advance to the semifinal rounds, the students greatly valued the opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. for 2 to 3 days, compete in the national playoffs, and represent our school on a larger stage. We are also really, really proud to recognize Leo, who was elected to serve as the Vice President of the Secretariat of the Oregon Model United Nations Program. This is a highly respected leadership position that reflects the students' commitment to the diplomacy, organization, and public speaking. And so next year, Leo will be helping with organizing the yearly spring conference with over 1,000 participants across Oregon. So we're really proud of his achievements and excited to find out what he can do in the future.
Thanks you all for your reports, and congrats to Leo on that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
We can go ahead and, should we pause for, we're going to take just a very short, 2-minute break, and we'll be right back. Okay, thanks for your patience, everyone. So we could take a picture with our student representatives. Next on the agenda is the Corvallis Junior High mascot presentation. Are they back? They're coming. I think they're coming. Hold on. Yeah, they're on their way. And we already heard that we will not be learning the mascot tonight.
Any hints?
I don't know. We'll see with their presentation.
Laura.
There's not even colors on the slide. Okay, thank you.
Kim, you want to turn those mics on? So want to turn those mics on so they don't have to.
Hi, welcome everyone.
You can come back here and take a picture. It's the best place to
Yeah, here. Come right over here.
Yeah, please.
Oh, it's on.
Well, welcome. It's you all's turn on the agenda. We're happy you're here this evening to talk about the Corvallis Junior High mascot presentation. Yeah.
It's on. Oh. Hi, I'm Stephanie Seals. I'm the principal at Corvallis Junior High next year. And I have an incredible team surrounding me right now. We knew that we needed to try to bring the Sheldon students and the Linus Pauling students together and form an alliance. And part of forming an alliance with the students was creating a mascot, trying to figure out what a mascot is for next year. And we're going to share a presentation with you that is completely student driven, I would say, and we have some fantastic facilitators that did that. We call ourselves, the adults call ourselves the Grasshopper team. It's just a name that just kind of happened. Members of the team are the two deans of students, Liz Wieland and Bernadette Lastoria from Sheldon, and then Kelsey Hibbert, who's here today from Linus Pauling, is also the dean of students over there. And then the two school counselors from Sheldon, Lee Bregar and Amanda Brownell, and then two school counselors from Linus Pauling, Kevin Van Zee, who's here, and then Johnny Paramo. So I tasked them, voluntold them, please do this really cool work with the kids. And that's what they're going to share with you tonight. And I'm going to turn it over to, I think it's Mrs. Bregar is up.
Thanks, Nev. Oh, can I borrow this one?
Yeah.
So we really were the supporting cast for the students who went through this process. It was a pretty cool, from our perspective, and you'll hear from the students that are here, a pretty cool, maybe once in a education experience to get to collectively choose your mascot. And so it was really fun and an honor to be able to kind of shepherd them through that process. So I'd like the students to introduce themselves. If you would say your full name and what school you go to now and what grade you're in, please.
My name's Olive Beavers, and I'm a 6th grader at Sheldon Middle School.
My name is Bennett Williams. I'm a 7th grader at Sheldon Middle School.
I'm Leandro Nietzsche. I'm a 7th grader at Linus Pauling Middle School.
And there was a 4th student team member.
Can you make sure you're talking to the mic, sir?
Oh, yes, I'm
Thank
so
you.
sorry.
You're okay.
Usually I'm just loud enough that
It's okay. It's for the recorded recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to say there was a 2nd student from Linus Pauling who helped put together a video that you'll see tonight, whose name was Alder.
She's going to introduce herself.
Oh, that's true. You'll meet her in the video. And now I will turn it over to Ms. Brownell.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next slide. We're going to talk about the process of mascot madness that our students got to go through. This process took place during our advisor and pride periods at both Linus Pauling and Sheldon. The first step was that students got to explore the meaning behind mascots and start brainstorming their creative ideas. How was this process for you guys?
I thought it was fun brainstorming because it was like all of our ideas at once, and I thought it was cool.
I thought it was all right. I mean, a lot of people were joking around with it, so I don't know if we were supposed to give them that amount of power.
I thought it was pretty fun, and it was fun to have the experience to make a video.
Perfect, thank you. The second part of the process was students all had the opportunities to submit individual proposals for a mascot, the traits that it embodies and how it represents an inclusive Corvallis Junior High School, a color scheme, the intended impact of colors, a slogan, how the mascot would inspire this Corvallis Junior High community. How was that experience for you all?
I did submit an idea. I submitted the pickles because I really like pickles. We didn't make it in.
I submitted Panthers, and I'm pretty glad that they made it in, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make it to the finals.
I didn't submit, but I wanted to go for the Panthers.
Why didn't you submit?
Because my Chromebook was dead.
The third step of this process was our student leaders got an opportunity to reveal the top 20 mascot submissions, and students had the chance to cast their one vote for their number one mascot choice and their number one of the top 10 color schemes. They filmed an amazingly beautiful creative video that you will all have the opportunity to see tonight, sharing that, and all it got sent out to all students to watch during their advisor and pride period. The fourth step of this process was students casted one final vote for one of the top 6 mascots and one of the 5 slogans and one of the top 2 color schemes, which is what we've narrowed it down to, and we will share with you at the end. Now for the video.
Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to Mascot Madness. Let's introduce ourselves. My name is Alder. I am a current
We need sound.
Next year I'll be a 7th grader at Corvallis Junior High.
My name is Leo, and I'm a 7th grader at LP, and next year I'll be an 8th grader.
Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to Mascot Madness. Let's introduce ourselves. My name is Alder. I am a current 6th grader at LP. Next year I'll be a 7th grader at Corvallis Junior High.
My name is Leo, and I'm a 7th grader at LP, and next year I'll be an 8th grader at Corvallis Junior High.
My name is Olive. I'm a 6th grader at Sheldon. Next year I'm going to be a 7th grader at Corvallis Junior High.
My name is Bennett. I'm a 7th grader at Sheldon, and next year I will be an 8th grader in Corvallis Junior High. We also have 2 special guests, so let's introduce our special guests.
Hey Lionel, what are you doing next year? I didn't even think of that. Where are you going, Mary? Wow, that's awesome. Good luck.
It says one of them's going to the NBA and one of them was going to the NHL.
Now that we've said goodbye to our old mascots, we have to choose a new one. Here are the first 5. We have the otters, the orcas, the tigers, the crows, and the sharks. The next 5 contenders are red pandas, panthers, platypus, hawks, or Sasquatch.
And the next 5 mascot contenders are the bobcats, the dolphins, the unicorns, banana slugs, and osprey.
Your last 5 choices are the wolves, the badgers, the griffins, the peacocks, or the cobras.
And now it's time to vote for your favorite mascot. And the color combos.
Let's
go
vote.
Mascot Madness!
So next we wanted to share with you the final 6 that the students voted on, and to kick us off, Olive is going to start for us.
I just, real quick before Olive does that, I just have to say, watching these 4 put that video together was absolutely my favorite part of this whole year. It was so cool, and that was also really student directed and creatively driven. Thank you.
The first option for one of the mascots is the banana slugs, and some slogan options are yellow, mellow, and ready to bellow, slow motion, non-stop action, slow and steady, unstoppable, embrace the journey, own the destination, powered by rain and patience.
And the next mascot is the Cobras, and the slogan options are strike with authority, lead with vision, shed doubt, strike forward, venom in action, vision in mind, bite, believe, inspire, trust, empower, strike with authority. And the next one is Panthers, and the slogan options are bold moves, bright future, Panther Nation, brave and bold, fierce by nature, victorious by choice, bold moves, brilliant tomorrows, roar, responsible, organized, accepting, respectful.
And the next one are the unicorns. Some of the slogan options are dream it, then do it, unique like the unicorns, believe, achieve, unicorn strong, magic happens here, and magical minds, limitless futures. Next are the crows, and some of the slogan options are crow, community, respect, optimism, welcoming, where future takes flight, born to rise above, crows together, strong forever, sharp minds, fierce hearts.
Our last but not least is the Sasquatches. Our slogan options is have a squatchy day, dream big, step bigger, big steps, bold future, walk tall, reach higher, every step counts, every voice matters.
You are invited to the mascot reveal on June 3rd, 2026 at Corvallis Junior High School.
Yeah, but the students have some invitations that they will pass out to you. Time TBD.
I think approximately 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's what
TBD.
1-ish.
We can make more. Yeah.
And now would be the time if we were, oh dang. And now would be the time if you have any questions we would want to know.
Thank you all so much for your presentation. That was amazing, and I'm really excited for you all. What great ideas, and you can tell you put a lot of work into the video and also your presentation. Do you folk have questions? So many. Lots of questions. Who would like to start with questions? Teresa, you already said you had so many. Why don't you go?
I have so many questions. I totally love it. I can't figure out even which one I'm hoping it gets it because I kind of want a shirt that for all of them. So my question for the students is, what did you learn most about this experience?
I mean, I guess I kind of learned like the school because I got to go to LP to film the video, and I got to meet like a couple of the students there. But I think I learned like to let people have a chance and don't just like take all of the like spotlight, you know. So.
You guys want to say something?
No, I forgot the question.
What did you learn in the process?
I learned that there are only a little bit of people in middle school that you should trust with this. Because there were a lot of silly options, and I would not want to wear a shirt that had those silly options on them.
Are you one of the ones that we should trust with this?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was the one who did Panthers, so
Okay,
I'm
all right.
happy with it.
I was about to say no.
Other questions? Shauna?
So thank you so much for everything that you shared. This was amazing. I'm so excited. I can't wait for the big reveal. I'm sure you're excited too. There's big changes coming next year. And one of the hopes is that doing this together would help students get to know each other, feel good about the schools that they're going to, whether it's in a different building or different place. Do you think it helped with that, or how did it help?
I mean, I don't know if it's going to help, but I hope it helps.
Yeah.
It's kind of all I have to say about that, because I wish the best, but I don't know. So maybe.
Yeah.
You guys?
I would say it helps because it brings both of our communities together. And I remember in 5th grade, we were teasing each other about which school we would go to. And now they're both combining, so there's no more Smeldelin. or I forgot.
Loser Palace.
Yeah, but now they're back, and now I gotta tell my 5th grade friends that we're together now, and I gotta see them, and kind of miss them. So it'll be fun seeing them again.
Thank you.
Sammy?
I have a wonder. I'm not sure we're going to have this opportunity a lot. Probably not. And you learned from this experience in 5 years, or maybe next year you want to tell people, here's what I learned from this. It could be skills. It could be experience. What would you share with students who did not experience what you experienced this year about how did this impact you or made you grow in a different way?
I feel kind of special to be chosen to do this, and my friends were like, oh man, I wish I got to do that, and I was like, yeah, that's fair. But I think it made me feel like especially for being my first year of middle school, I feel like this was a big opportunity just for being a 6th grader and being chosen to do these things. So yeah, I think it impacted me with confidence and willingness to help the community with it.
I think it was a great opportunity for me as well, because I was at this middle school for a year and I started to like it. Kept wondering what it'd be like for me to be in the 8th grade hallways for the first time, and then I got the news that I was closing down, and I was pretty sad. And then it's also, since we were in a different location than Linus Pauling, we got to see a lot more visitors and stuff. We've got a ton of YouTube videos and stuff about the back of our school and all of our kids coming up, and then we also have we've got a ton of lovely staff that help us whenever we need it. And then we also, if we need someone, we could talk to both the counselors, Lee and Miss Brownell. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think it's going to be a wild ride to next year.
Can I add something? Also, when I found out the news, I was pretty devastated because I have a lot of anxiety around new situations and new environments. So I was really scared and very anxious. But then I started to look on the bright side of oh, I'll get to be with my friends that go to LP and stuff, and I'll get to see them. And also it's a huge school, and I think that's what kind of scared me. But then I went to an open house and got to see it, and that really made me feel more comfortable. So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing and for your courage sharing. Thank you.
Other questions? I'm already how did you all get picked again for being on the team? Or do you want?
I don't
Or was
know
it
if they know
volunteer?
that. The counselors at both middle schools, we were looking for 4, a small number of kids to specifically start with the big reveal of the top 20 after the hundreds of submissions. And so we were looking for a 6th grade representative and a 7th grade representative from each school. And we definitely talked to kids first who we thought would be up for a little bit of public silly challenge and lean into it. It was totally optional. and I think they did great. What am I missing? Am I missing anything about that? I'm looking for. What? You want to say something? Sure. Oh, yeah, you need this.
That's a little bit of what I got told. I got told that we were choosing people that represented our school and a lot of like the leaders of our school. And it was very hard to get here, very hard to be a part of those two from our school. And it took a lot of dedication and a lot of focus. And I think they could have chose anyone else, but they chose me, so I'm lucky to be here.
Yeah, well, just really quick.
Press the person and the mic turns red right here. No, there's a little person.
Yeah. Can you do this?
You're right, Bennett, and I should have said that. When I talk about looking for students who will lean into the opportunity to be public facing, we're looking for student leaders who represent. It's hard to pick one person who represents 6th grade or 7th grade at either school, but those are traits that we were looking for in the kids that we talked to, absolutely.
Bennett did remind me that I remember them telling us that they were trying to find students and kids that would represent it, and then I was very surprised that I was picked. But I was also very happy to be part of it. So.
Other questions? Go ahead, Sammy.
I do have a bonus question, and this one is for both the students and the adults. I love this, and part of our commitments is keeping students' engagement at the center, and I don't want to wait until we have to choose another mascot. So, free brainstorming session. How does a similar experience of students' engagement, where students are driving larger student body engagement, can look like next year in different forms or different causes and purposes? What would that look like? And really, it's open for both everybody on the stage.
Go for it. You go ahead.
I feel like some people will be upset with the Panthers because I know they're gonna win. But because some people wanted the other options, and I feel like they won't like it, but it's their school mascot, and it was hard to decide. And they'll grow into it, and I think they'll be proud to represent them. And then I think they'll look back on when we decided them, and they will like see the time and commitment we put into it, and the time that they committed to submitting their votes, and being happy or sad about what they voted. And you only live once, so you get to vote once too.
Unless you're running for president. I think that people were like, oh no, I hope it's like not the unicorns or something. I want to go out on my basketball team and be like, let's go unicorns. I'm like, I feel like people were thinking like, oh no, the unicorns, or like whatever like that. And I'm like, you'll grow into it. It'll be fine, you know. But I think no matter what, it'll be fun.
Kind of.
All right. I think this was a really good reminder that students are the heartbeat of our schools. And when we're making decisions, their voice matters, and giving them the opportunity to have say in the decisions that we make, they will rise to that, and they want to share their opinions, and they want to share in these things and these decisions that we make. So anytime we have the opportunity to give them that voice and bring things to them, it's a good reminder that we want to do that. Yeah.
Can I jump in there and say I agree with what Ms. Brownell just said. This process speaks to the power of student voice, and in probably at all levels, definitely the middle school level, I think we can get lost in trying to manage all 600 students, or we're not going to get all the students to agree. But this group of student representatives can do a lot of really impressive work And so I think I would love to see, and it has come up in the past, but this maybe is a catalyst to see some student advisory panels. And you could do this in all kinds of school or school district business. And yeah, I think the students rise, and you're always impressed and surprised. Student voice is really important.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is just like middle schoolers is just a unique energy.
Yeah,
right?
it is, that's true.
And you just got to figure out how to
That's exactly what
tap into that, because it's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's
It's
so
like a
awesome.
superpower, right? And so let them go. What you saw in that video, like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
We just stand back and let them make the magic happen, right?
Yeah.
So well done, you guys. Well done.
Any questions? Shauna, I see your hand raising.
So before I ask my question, I was going to share with you, I went to a school called Highland View Middle School, and it was the school that was right before Linus Pauling. So that school doesn't exist there anymore, but it used to be right where Linus Pauling was. It was torn down, and then Linus Pauling was built on top of it. And we went through a mascot change. So we used to be called Highland View, and we were the Highland Scotties, and we went through a mascot change. And I remember voting for the Hurricanes, and we were not the Hurricanes, we became the Hawks. So I really appreciate what you're saying too around that vote of, sometimes you don't get the vote that you were looking for, but you grow into it. And I grew into being a Hawk there at that same site, where now you're carrying on that mascot legacy. So things grow and change. So
Yeah.
thank you for leading that. That's cool.
I remember you kind of reminded me. My parents, sometimes I'll ask them what school did they go to. They'll say some most diabolical names. And I don't know if those schools even exist, and then they'll tell me about some lifelong story.
So there you
And
go.
then
We do that.
And then now I know what school became before what.
And I was just going to ask the adults, you've addressed this a little bit already, but what did you learn from the students?
That we're awesome.
Well, they want to have a voice and they're excited to share their ideas. So when we got to look through that first brainstorm where everyone got to go in and just put whatever they thought would make a great mascot, that was really fun to see. And we got so much student participation, which just shows us how excited they are to share their ideas. So that was really cool to see.
Judah has a question too.
So I want to say I respect the variety. My school went through a mascot change vote, and my high school really, really overwhelmingly voted to become the North Central Marmots. And
What's that?
it's a big rodent.
Oh.
It looks like a big old rat, and we're like, that's the one. And our administration put the kibosh on it, so we didn't get to become the North Central Marmots. So no matter what mascot is, I just want to say I really respect seeing the banana slugs and the unicorns, and that whatever the students pick, that's what we're gonna have.
Personally, I hope it's not the Panthers. Nothing. For a good reason, because our district, a lot of the schools have a lot of cats, like the wildcats, the lynxes, the lions. Like, I don't want another cat, but if it happens, like I said, we'll grow into it.
What do you want it to be?
The Sasquatches or the banana slugs.
Leo, do you want to say what you want to vote for? We've heard a lot about the Panthers. Bennett?
I'm going to go for the Panthers because it's my favorite animal. And yeah.
Awesome. I was going to ask one last question. If one example from each school, something you heard from your peers about the process, like from your one example from Sheldon and one from LP.
Here, you guys can go first.
There was a lot of examples.
Think of one.
Oh, not necessarily examples, like examples of things you heard from them that they thought about the process. If you want to give an example of something, you can, but it's more about like what you heard from your friends or other students about the process.
Yeah, some of my friends, they were talking about some like crazy names. And some of them were like on track with the ones that are top 6 now. It's not 6, but and then I think it was pretty fun to hear what they thought was going to win and what they voted for. And I had a couple good laughs on what some of my friends voted for.
You have an NLP example, Leo? No. Okay. One thing I heard from not necessarily my friends, but just like some students that I know, oh heck no, it better not be the unicorns. I was like, yeah, I guess that's kind of fair, but I think it'd be kind of funny to be like, drive by with my kids and be like, oh look, it's my old middle school. Oh, what were you? The unicorns. Yeah, but they're also like brainstorming, and people were like, I think they're getting excited, and it really just kind of showed the spirit of the school, and everybody was like, yeah, vote for this. Oh, that's a great idea. And it seemed like it kind of brought us together. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you all again for, or did you have, oh, I thought you were saying something, sorry. Thank you all again for your time on a school evening, and that's the last day of my class at OSU, so hopefully the time works out for me to be able to go, but thank you for the invitation, and we hope to be able to join you all for the reveal. And thanks to you all for your support of the students and also the other staff that aren't here. Sounds really exciting, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. Well done.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is public comment. Do we have public comment this evening? Okay, let me read the, yes, can you turn one of them off? Thank you. Okay, we will now open the public comment period. We value the lived experiences of students, families, staff, and the community, and we welcome public comment as an essential part of the district's and board's work. The complete guidelines for public comment are available at the registration table outside the boardroom entrance and on the board's website. I will now share some important points. When it is your turn to speak, please come forward and take a seat and direct your comments to the board. The microphone on this side's on already. If you go on the other side, you have to turn it on. Speakers may offer objective criticism of district operations and programs, but the board will not hear complaints concerning individual district personnel. As a reminder, you will have 3 minutes to make your comments. The little light on the table is green when your time starts, and then it turns yellow when you have 30 seconds left, and it's red when your time is up. And then at that time, I have to ask you to, I'll let you know your time's up. Following your comments, the board will have 3 minutes to ask clarifying questions, but will not be able to engage in conversation, which of course is the hardest part for the board. If board members would like to revisit a topic or issue raised during public comment, they may do so at the appropriate time on the agenda. Before you start your comments, please state your name for the record and state whether you reside within the school district boundary. And just a reminder to the board, if you're going to ask follow-up questions, to try to keep it succinct into the question or this comment. Okay, Kim.
My name is Naomi Hartman. I teach music at Lincoln Elementary School, and I live in Corvallis. This is the third part of my request for the district to restore art and music to their former levels. 2 years ago, our school district reduced elementary art minutes. Last year, we cut elementary music down to once a week. This year, the district has decided to add a new STEAM special. The important thing to understand is that STEAM is not meant to be a replacement for core math and science, nor is it meant to be a replacement for arts education. As a side note, the A in STEAM usually ends up being lip service. The A stands for art. For the same reasons that a standalone STEAM special is not the most effective way to teach STEM. STEAM is not a curriculum. Rather, it is an interdisciplinary educational framework meant to connect the arts and sciences through creative problem solving. It is meant to be hands-on in the same way that art, music, and PE are, but by its nature, STEAM is cross-curricular because it naturally exists in all the other subjects. Thus, embedding STEAM is the correct approach because teachers are then able to reveal the underlying STEAM concepts to students in a way that shows the web of STEAM connections that underlie everything. When I say everything, I am not exaggerating. STEAM explains not only how the world and universe work, but when the A is treated as more than lip service, it also reveals human beings and our relationship to the world and the universe. A friend of mine whose previous career focused on education systems change, supporting districts and states moving towards authentic STEAM, social emotional learning, and 21st century skills integration with core instruction, had this to say. Music and visual art are sequential standards-based disciplines taught by licensed educators. Skills build year over year. Students can't develop music literacy without sustained instruction in rhythm, notation, tone, ensemble skills. The same is true for visual art, technique, composition, media fluency. These are cumulative disciplines, not enrichment add-ons. STEAM, on the other hand, is a pedagogical framework. It is an integrative approach across disciplines. Ideally, elementary STEAM is embedded within math, science, and literacy instruction. There's a substantial body of research showing that when students apply concepts through interdisciplinary design and problem solving, learning deepens. Where I get concerned is that too often a standalone STEAM class turns into a series of disjointed projects that are fun, but not tightly tied to grade level standards. That creates missed opportunities to actually deepen and expand what students are learning in core content. Instead of adding a weekly STEAM special, what if we invested in a specialist whose role was to collaborate with classroom teachers to co-design and co-teach STEAM applications directly tied to current instruction, auditing existing project-based learning, and identifying new opportunities for authentic integration?
Naomi, your time is up. Sorry. Any questions from the board? Okay. Looks like there's no questions. Thank you. If you can send us your comments. With
I
the rest
just
of
emailed it right before the meeting, so you actually have all three parts in your email.
Thank you so much for your time, Naomi.
Thank you.
That was the only comment? Okay. Hearing no further comments, the public comment period is now closed. And the next item on the agenda is the Title VI Indian Education Grant application, MRCN.
Good evening, everybody. So great to see you. It is so hard to follow those amazing students. Oh my gosh, I'm still thinking about them. I miss middle school. Good evening. My name is Marcianne, and I'm the Multilingual and Equity Coordinator for the Corvallis School District.
I'm Michelle Cordova, HR Payroll Technician.
And also our liaison for the Title VI grant.
You might want to use both mics, that way you don't have to, because I don't think everybody heard you say your name either. So that way, there you go.
I'm Michelle Cordova. I'm the HR Payroll Technician and the liaison for the IPC.
Yes, we're so excited for tonight. And Christy Jones, she is our amazing chair, and she wasn't able to be here tonight, and she wishes she was here, but she wasn't feeling well, so she's here in spirit, and you'll get to hear and read some words from her that Christy shared with us, and so I have that in the slide, so you'll get to see that in a second. So we are just incredibly thankful for this opportunity tonight. Really wanted to thank the school board for your support of the Title VI grant. This is our third consecutive year of the grant, and tonight I'm going to be sharing just a lot of wonderful programming that our grant has been able to afford us this year. And part of our grant, as you know, it's really about family engagement. That's our focus for the year. And it's also about community building. So you're going to see a lot of examples of how we have been able to bring our dreams to life by being able to organize a lot of events throughout the year. The purpose of the Title VI Indian Ed Grant is to strengthen our support for the unique cultural, language, and educational needs of our current and future Native students. And our IPC goals, Indian Parent Committee goals, and our focuses for the year have been to strengthen parent participation and engagement, and to also strengthen the support systems for our current and our future Native students, and to also increase the knowledge of our cultural identity and awareness. So again, a lot of the examples that excuse me, that you're going to see really reflect those goals that the IPC put together this year. What I really love about the programming that we did this year, it's really also tied to the school board goals in the areas of excellent learning experiences, equitable systems, relevant and engaging learning, and also healthy communities. So next slide. Thank you, Kim. So our first event that we did this year, it was really a fun opportunity at the beginning of the year. It was in September, and our families met at Catherine Jones Harrison in the art room, and we spent some time eating together, sharing a meal, and also sharing stories. And Christy Jones was able to talk a little bit about what our programming was going to be for the year and invite our families and our students to participate in some of those different events. So that was our first event of the year, and it was really fun. Our second event of the year was our Native Community Harvest event. And this event happened in December, and it was at the Corvallis Community Center. And what I really appreciated about this event is that we were able to invite and see a lot newer families who attended. We were able to share in homemade meals, and we were able to also provide information on the Indian Parent Committee, as well as the purpose of the committee in some of the events that we had planned for the year. Next, thank you, Kim. And this one was really fun. This event happened in March, and it was right before spring break, and we have a lot of great bowling enthusiasts in our community. And so Christy Jones organized this event. It was really fun. It was at Highland Bowl, and they met on a Friday evening, and the families bowled together and had fun together. It didn't really matter what your skill level was. You still had a lot of fun. So that was a fun community gathering activity for the Native folk. And then this next one, your mouth is probably going to water. This was actually an incredibly beautiful event, and Michelle was there, and it was so wonderful to have Michelle there. This particular event happened in March, just recently, and we were able to invite Danita Macy, and Danita Macy is an amazing chef. She has over 35 years of work in terms of centering and enhancing the health and wellness of Indigenous communities. So she provided 2 hours of instruction and really helped our staff and our students and our families learn to cook some amazing meals. You can see on the right, they cooked, this was the menu for the night, wild rice and salmon, harvest salad, nettle soup, and berry crisp. And it was, I didn't get to taste the food, but you did, Michelle, right?
It was a dandelion salad and
Dandelion salad.
nettle soup, which was a first for me, so it was really good and interesting to learn how to make it.
It was wonderful, yeah. And what we really appreciated about that was the participants who attended that night were invited to a Prax event. And if you haven't been to Prax, it's in a beautiful, beautiful building on the OSU campus. And we were so honored to be able to invite some of our community to attend Sean Sherman's The Revolution of Indigenous Foodways at the OSU Prax. And I know you attended that, Michelle, and what did you think of it?
It was great. He was very informative of a lot of Native history and letting us know where we lost our traditions and foodways, and what he's trying to incorporate. And his goal is to have a restaurant and gardens in every state, teaching the Native ways of growing food and providing healthy Indigenous recipes.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So next, and you can see a through line here, a thread, and that is that we're really working hard as a committee to ensure that our families have opportunities to come together in community, to learn about recipes and storytelling, and to have opportunities to engage not only with each other, but also in different parts of our school community. So it's been really wonderful to see. So coming up, this is really exciting. We, on May 18th, so mark your calendars, we are inviting Steph Littlebird, who's going to be, she's a curator, she's an artist, she's an author, she's also enrolled in Oregon's Grand Ronde Confederated Tribes, and she will be reading her most current book called You Are the Land, and that will be at Linus Pauling starting at 5:30. And we have extended the invitation to all elementary schools, and so we're excited to have Steph Littlebird come and present and read her amazing book. And then, okay, and there's more. And there's more. We also wanted to highlight some amazing accomplishments from some of our Native students. And here you can see some pictures on the right of some of our student athletes who have done some amazing things. So we've got Jacoby and Julian Jones, CVHS students who are part of the OSAA state football playoffs. Very exciting. Do you know them? Yeah. Aha, I saw the smile. And then Janice Russell from CHS placed 5th at the OSAA State Wrestling Tournament. Really, really cool. And then Jacoby Jones, CV student, placed 5th at the OSAA State Wrestling Tournament.
Your mic's going out.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It was getting
switch.
crackly. Yeah.
Switch to the next. Okay. See, I talk so much that the battery runs out. Okay. All right. Okay. And then this is also pretty exciting for us. Looking ahead, we have a lot of things planned. We are planning on doing last year we did a ribbon skirt workshop previous to the powwow, so we're going to do that again. We also, as Melissa mentioned, we have the Native student graduation coming up, and that's going to be May 27th, and we're also going to have an end-of-year barbecue, so you're all invited to that. The other piece that we're going to be doing is also continuing to increase our parent committee membership. We have 7 amazing members of that committee, and we'd also like to invite students to be part of that committee next year. The other thing that we're planning for in the 26-27 school year is to do a stronger reach out to our students and think about affinity spaces for them. We're really interested in learning about their experiences, what's working well in our schools and what's not. And when we think about street level data, the most important thing is to ask our students, kind of like the students here tonight. Their voice is incredibly important. So we want to do that and reach out to our Native students. We also are planning, this is really exciting, we're also planning a Youth Truth Student Action Research Project. Try saying that 5 times fast. What we're going to do this year that's different from last year is we did do a Youth Truth Student Workshop, but it was a 1-day workshop. And this year we want to make it starting this year going on to next year, we want it to be an action research project. So our Equity Tostas, our safe leaders, are in the process of recruiting students to be part of this workshop, and we're asking current 6th to 11th grade students to be part of this workshop. And what they're going to be doing is learning about data literacy. They're going to be learning about disaggregated data. We get our Youth Truth data tomorrow. It's going to be live tomorrow, so they'll get a chance to look at their school's data and also think about goals for their schools that are tied to their school improvement plan. So we're really excited about that. These last words are actually from Christy Jones. One of the things that she said she was really excited about this year and all the events that we've done is that every event we've been able to welcome many new families and students. So every event gets bigger and bigger. So we're just really excited about that. And then the last slide are actually words from Christy. And again, she wished that she was here, but these are her words to you tonight. And I wish I would have brought my glasses. But this is what Christy said. And we have a gift for every school, so we'll share that in just a second. This is what she said. She said, "Dear school board, supporters, and members of our community, throughout the program, we witnessed not only academic and athletic achievement, but also resilience, kindness, and deep commitment to family, community, and cultural values. It has been truly heartwarming to see our community come together to uplift the next generation. Thank you to the school board, district, volunteers, educators, families, and students who helped make this year a success for the Indian Education Grant Program. Your support reminds us that when a community invests in education, it invests in hope, connection, and a stronger future for our youth. To honor our appreciation, the Indian Education Grant Program would like to present a special gift to our K-6 schools. A signed copy of You Are the Land, and this is a copy that they will all get. It's a beautiful book. You Are the Land by Steph Littlebird, to be signed at our next event on May 18th, and an event that will happen, see, I need my glasses, an event open to all CSD youth. We hope it serves as a reminder of the meaningful connections we share and the lasting impact we can create together. Thank you once again, and we look forward to continuing this program of learning, support, community, culture in the years ahead. Thank you, Christy Jones, Indian Parent Committee Chair. So that's going to go to all our schools. Thank you. And one more, actually. Yeah, no, that was it. That was it. Okay. That was good. Now, if you have any questions.
Thanks, y'all, for your presentation. Yeah. And I get to hang out with everybody, both as the liaison to the meetings for the board, but also as a parent. I went to bowling night and it was really fun. I may have been more competitive than I needed to be. Questions from the board? No? Oh, wait. Go ahead, Bernie.
So this is a grant you're applying for, or you have already applied?
Yeah, so we apply every year.
Okay, and how much is it? Just
it's
for the
about $10,000.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Shauna?
Thank you so much for your presentation and sharing and all the work that goes into really uplifting and affirming families and bringing them together. How can we support you in the renewal process and keeping this program alive and growing?
Gosh, that's such a great question. How can you support us? I think I think in supporting us with the goals of the grant, which are family engagement and community building. There are other aspects of the grant, such as like the academics and attendance and things like that. There's more things that we can do. So I think just really being involved and continuing to support our Indian Ed program as well as what we're doing in our schools with Indigenous studies and in our social studies and the tribal history, shared history. You know, we want to make sure that our teachers are supported in professional development, that all our teachers understand the true history, and that we can build the capacity of our staff. When I think about our students, I want to make sure that they can see themselves in their teachers and they can see themselves in the curriculum. So I think just keeping that front and center, and also for us just as a community, just to ensure that we continue to be culturally responsible in the way we show up in our classrooms and supporting our students. So that didn't necessarily answer your question, but just as more of an awareness. So thank you, Shauna.
I would also add on to what Marcianne said is if you know families in the district, to encourage them to get involved, because the grant does a lot. It has a big impact for a little bit in the more students you enroll into this program through the filling out the forms, the more students there are to put on the application for the next year. So it helps increase the funding to strengthen the program and continue to grow it. So I would just add that into just from what I know about the program. Yeah. Did you have a question, Sammy?
Yeah, I think that's the point of clarification I want to know, because I know districts a fifth size of us, they get about $9,000 probably because they have high enrollment of Native students. So to your point, the more students are identified, the more likelihood of more funds, correct?
Do you want to answer it because you're in charge of that? But there's a very specific criteria too, because it's a federal grant. So
Yeah. So the students who have the tribal affiliation are the ones that, so they fill out what's called the 506 form. And then once we receive that, we do get extra funding. But one of the things that we also have said is that while you have that tribal affiliation or not, we support all our Native students, including American Indian, Alaskan Native. And we have a lot of our families that are from Central America with Indigenous roots. And so all these events that we do, we want to welcome everybody. And like I think what Lou said is we want to make sure that our families do know that this is a way also for us to increase our funding if we do have a family fill out that 506 form. So just that awareness is really important.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you, Sammy.
Other questions or comments? Therese?
So my question is, what if at this point you can share more about kind of the plan for the organization of the Action Research Project? Will that be something that's led by staff? Will you be bringing in folks that are trained in research methods, or tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's going to be us. It's going to be us. So Last year it was led by Jimmy Simpson from Youth Truth, and I don't know if you met him. You actually might have, because he did a presentation, and he did lead a Youth Truth workshop with our students in the spring. And so what we did this year, because he encouraged us, whether he was here or not, he encouraged us to continue that work. And so myself and Nikki McFarland and some of our equity TOSAs and SAFE advisors, we've come together several times just thinking about what that day could look like. And we just want to make sure that students understand data reasoning, that they understand, feel comfortable with the data that we're presenting, and that we lead them through a process to be able to analyze data. We also want to make sure, because Youth Truth data there's so much there, we want to mine the data and give them the data that's connected to their school improvement plan, but also give them opportunities to ask questions, do like an equity walk as they're looking at data from their schools. And what we plan on doing is having the students come together this spring, May 27th, and then meet throughout the year next year and continuing to think about, because we're going to encourage them to come up with some strategies and some actions that are doable, that are reasonable, and then to practice them, and to also have time to think about feedback, to think about shifts that they need to make if their plan isn't working, and to also have strong collaboration and communication with their building administrators, because we want that through line, we want that connection. And then we'll meet several times next year and then end with a culminating activity where they get to present their results. So we're really excited about that opportunity for them.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Not a point of clarification, thinking about coming from a research lens of the phrase of action research having can be a really specific implication for what is happening with research. Do you mean to infer that when you're using that term, like thinking about community action research or community-based participatory research, which is a very particular way of designing research? Is that the implication with the phrase action research, or is this to be applied more broadly?
More broadly,
okay.
Yeah, because we want students, we don't want them to just be looking at data just to be looking at data. We noticed last year when we did our workshop that our students had a lot of great ideas, and we want them, when they give us their ideas, we want to make sure that they see that that the ideas and that that the adults are listening and they're actually doing something with their ideas. And so we really want to give them that opportunity, that voice to be able to say, I looked at this data, I understand it, here are some actions, these are some things that I think could really improve my school, could really improve a sense of belonging for me and my peers, and then for them to be able to see that their ideas come to fruition. And I think that through line, that will be really a meaningful opportunity for our students to really learn that process and know that when they say something that we're listening, and then they actually can see those results at their school level. So it's a real exciting opportunity for them.
Yeah, thanks. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with.
I know. Thank you, Therese.
Thanks, Michelle and Marcianne. And I just wanted to say thanks to Christy, too, for all her work and leadership with the program. And it's really cool to see new families, and it's different families every time. I'm like, if everybody came together at the same event, that'd be really cool. So hopefully one of these days. And wanted to also express appreciation for looking at how to connect the program to the board goals.
Yeah.
And also the literacy focus, too.
Absolutely.
That's great. So,
yeah.
And I wish I could have been at the cooking one. That looked really cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, and Steph's art is also at Catherine Jones Harrison Elementary School. When you first walk in, that's one of her art pieces, too. So it's nice that she's going to be contributing books to the schools, too.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
So thank you for your presentation. Is there any public comment on that's the next part, is public comment on this topic? Okay. I was like, what? I thought you were asking for a break. Yeah. Okay. We will now open the public comment period regarding the Title VI grant application. The guidelines are the same as I shared for the general public comment period. And hearing no comments, the public comment period is now closed for the Title VI grant application. And do you want to take a 5-minute? Yes. Yeah. Do we want to take a picture with Jackie? Oh, yeah. So we're going to take a break, and I also wanted, before we go on break, it's 8:05, so if our the student representatives are leaving, I just wanted to once again thank you for all of your work this evening. Of course, you're welcome to stay for the rest of the evening, but you're also free to leave once we break. So, yeah. Yeah, we were going to take a new picture. Yeah. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for your patience as we took a short break. The next item on the agenda is the 27-28 school calendar first read, and we have Nikki.
It's red. Okay, perfect. Before I start talking about the calendar, I did want to share one more school celebration, and that is that we had a number of students from Crescent Valley participate in the Oregon Youth Safety Video Contest, and the ask was for them to make a video about heat-related illness because many of our teen workers work in the summer. 3 of our students were in the group of 6 finalists, and 1 student took first and 1 student took third, and an even more exciting part is that this made it over to Jen Bentz, and she wants to use the videos with our own staff to teach about heat-related illness. So just want to make sure people see like all the great work that is happening and those real-world experiences that I think make learning super relevant for our students. And now I'm going to talk about the calendar. It was really just there for you to read, and then I can go over things if you'd like, but you can also just ask questions.
Questions, Sammy?
I have a few questions. Nikki, thank you very much for developing this. For the record, today is May 7th, 2026, and you're proposing the dates for August 31st, 2027 through February 17th to 18th. No, through June 12th, 2028. So we're talking about not this coming...
This coming school year was already approved, and
Okay.
we made a couple of changes, which you also approved. So the upcoming school year, 26-27, is approved, and those key dates are available on the school district website. And this is for the following academic year that starts in September of 2027. So we're about like, I don't know, a year and 3 months out
Yeah.
from this calendar being in effect.
Like, even flights are not going to be available. I think it takes less than 12 months
Yes.
to start planning.
Yes.
So I want to just make sure that's very clear, because community members reach out in the past, like they did not have a heads up. Now we're giving as much heads up. And the next question is, did other school districts in the neighborhoods made any decisions about those that school year 27-28?
Not yet, only Oregon State. And so when looking at the winter and spring breaks, I followed their same pattern. I also have to give consideration to when their commencement ceremonies are, because we use their facilities for CHS graduation.
Wonderful, thank you. So we consider OSU graduations calendar. Other school districts, we would encourage them to look at ours, because we were making the decision already. If there is any families like mine when I was a child, split family, and they need to make decisions because they are separated across districts, they need to advocate with their other school districts to make a decision that's probably consistent and compatible with what we're doing, or have a conversation around that. Just want to make sure we highlight that.
Yeah, I usually ask Ryan, once it's approved, to share it with regional superintendents so that they can build from ours.
And
Just real quick, Sammy, on that, there's some schools not too far away that they're done in May. And so that's where I was like, there's always going to be that, like, some are done in May, some are a week later, so
Yeah.
I think we just need to do what's best for Corvallis on that part, and other districts if they want to. But I think the spring break and winter break are like usually the main things with other districts versus first day and last days, right?
Right.
I think so.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And truly, that's the biggest concern. And tell me more about December 20th to January 3rd. How did we arrive into that winter break?
We do always try and go past the new year, and so back up from two weeks from the new year. In that year, January 3rd is a paid holiday for some of our employee groups, and so we will return to school on a Tuesday of that year rather than a typical Monday.
Wonderful. Thank you. No more questions. Thank you for the work on it.
Yes.
Go ahead, Bernie.
Yeah, just a quick thing again for people who could be listening. This year and next year, it looks like we're going to have school start before Labor Day, but that is because it's the first Wednesday of September.
Correct.
Okay.
That is
it's not a permanent thing.
Yes, and so we will, our practice that we would like to follow is to begin the first Wednesday in September, and that does help us to achieve ending our school early enough to hold our graduation on OSU campus. So there's many factors like in our community that we, and also in our contract that I use to build this calendar.
Thank you so much, Nikki, for your thoughtfulness in creating this calendar. It looks like in addition to just that start date.
Yeah.
Am I on?
You're
Just pull a little bit
yeah.
closer. In addition to the start date coming before Labor Day as this next year as well, one of the big changes is the treatment of non-school days and how they're spread out, full days versus partial days. And I know that you note that a little bit in here, that those changes were made on account of community feedback. And I was just wondering if you could share a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, we asked for community feedback a couple of years ago, and that was a preference from families at that time to have full non-school days. They're, I'm guessing, for working parents, a lot easier to navigate a whole day versus leaving maybe in the middle of the workday to make changes for childcare. And so I focused the question this year on our certified staff. And really, the question was about professional learning and whether they feel like it's more effective in a half day after students have left or for a full day. And it was like 70%, I think, said that a full day of professional learning is a better space for them to learn.
Thank you. Will that impact the number of like early or extra early release days in the year?
So our current plan for next year, and this is 2 years out, is to continue to have the Friday early releases for middle and elementary. If folks don't know, there is an executive order regarding seat time, and so those decisions around additional early releases, I think, will not be made until later, until we see how the ODE gives us guidance on how to implement any changes regarding instructional minutes.
Any other questions for Nikki? Okay, great. Thanks, Nikki.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is consolidated action. As a reminder, the items under this portion of the agenda are for action. Does anyone have any questions about anything in consolidated action? Okay. Does anyone wish to make a motion?
Chair,
Yeah.
I move to approve consolidated action as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Sammy and seconded by Judah. Is there any further discussion? Okay, it has been moved by Sammy and seconded by Judah to adopt the consolidated action items as submitted. Judah?
Aye.
Chris?
Aye.
Shauna?
Aye.
Therese?
Aye.
Bernie?
Aye.
Sammy?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is consolidated information. As a reminder, the items under this portion of the agenda are for discussion. Would anyone like to discuss an item in consolidated information? Okay. Next item on the agenda is board member comments. Do we have any board member comments? No? You can. Is there any comments? Bernie?
Yeah, again, plugging CSD theater programs. We got CV's final run. I know CHS has their Clue opening up this weekend, and keep supporting the arts here. The other thing is I'm also looking forward next week to the CSD Equity Committee meeting, and it's going to be very busy in the next few weeks too, but we're going to get through it.
Judah?
Just for the community, the Oregon State University's Native American Students Association is hosting the annual powwow May 16th from 12 to 10 with the grand entries, I think at 1 and 6. And so if you have never been before, I highly encourage it. And I personally encourage you to be there for one of the grand entries because it's impressive.
Thanks, Judah. Therese?
Thanks, Lou. Had some opportunities to connect with some community members over the last couple of weeks, and I know I think Lou and I were able to do a couple of conversations together, and so I won't go into a lot of detail because I think you might have some comments about it. I just wanted to say that in those conversations, I really appreciated hearing questions and ideas about how to proceed around the issue with our water quality. And the topic that brought up the conversation was Mountain View, but the conversation went beyond that to just in general, what does health and wellness look like in our community and in our district? And so I think we generated a lot of really great points for follow-up out of that meeting, and I'm looking forward to being able to do that. And I will not take over what I think Lou might have prepared, but instead just summarize that out of that conversation came, I think, some really attainable action items. And so I'm looking forward to sharing those out in an email and being able to have some continued conversation. And I'll leave it there because I think Lou will probably pick up the rest of those points. So thank you.
Yeah, I will say something shortly. Anybody else? Shauna?
I just wanted to extend gratitude knowing it's Teacher Appreciation Week and that we should extend that gratitude not just this week, but all of the time for the amazing work that the staff and educators do in the district. So thank you for families who are feeding teachers well this week, as well as showing that extra appreciation, and also just encouraging our attention to how do we maintain and improve and increase staff well-being at all times. And also just gratitude to all staff members who are engaged in the family and community information nights, in all of these other ways that are really thoughtfully being planned of bringing staff and students together at their new schools or in their new programs for those experiencing changes. And a lot of staff are experiencing those changes too, in terms of working with different teams or working at different sites or welcoming new folks to their own sites. So just wanted to express gratitude for the tremendous work and emotional lift and labor that goes into that work and care. And Teresa, as you noted earlier with going to conferences, that staff continue to show up for students no matter what is going on for them and the stress that comes with change for them too. So I just wanted to name that and express gratitude.
Sammy?
Thank you. I want to share the same sentiments that my colleagues and the district have shared about appreciating our teachers and classified staff at large for all the work they do and the labor that they put in, both in terms of their time, their efforts, and their emotions for each one of them in our community. Thank you for all what you do, and thank you for your efforts. I'll be sporting a shirt written on it, ask teachers what they need, and really reflecting on it, especially in this budget season, where the needs of our teachers, where they can grow for professionally and support their students and their families is really the engine that will make our students grow. So I really want to thank the words of appreciation, and I'll be reflecting on what we can do to support our teachers every day of the year. Also, I want to thank the staff. And Byron, thank you for the presentations and the principals. I've joined a couple of them and really found those really informative, and the community members and families and parents joining in with questions and really seeing the impact of this transition, how there are some positives that the families are going to be able to see and going to be able to experience as we transition. So really thank you for putting this in. And the last comment I have is, as it is the usual experience for the budget process, the budget is released the same time to the public that it is released to the community, to the board members, and we just received it, I believe, earlier today or last night, earlier today. And I want to just share that with the community. It's available on the Corvallis School District website, and you can download it. Personally, as one budget committee member, and my colleagues are all budget committee members, I want to invite you to reach out to either a board member or the board at large. If you have a question that you feel I need to ask, reach out. If you want to have coffee over this weekend, I'll designate time to meet with constituents and talk about any questions that may be on the minds of community members. So please reach out either through email or through the phone number that are available through Meet the Board on the Corvallis School District website.
Any other comments? Okay, I just had a couple also related to budget. As Sammy said, it is out, and we welcome you to send questions in. It's easier to ask about it than to wonder about it. Sometimes it's nice to wonder about things, but sometimes it'd be nice for folk to just get the information they need. There's also been conversations with folk about screen time, so I just wanted to remind everybody about that as we think about what education looks like in Corvallis. And we're surrounded by the innovation team's work with the Corvallis Promise as well as other folk. And I just wanted to say thank you for the work that's going into helping inform the community. I know I got a flyer in the mail, and so that was kind of cool. And then also seeing the extra mile that's being taken to go to the farmers markets and open streets. Thanks for that update about that as well, to help keep people informed about what Corvallis is up to. And so just wanted to share appreciation for that work, and know there's a lot of work ahead. This is not the end, and so I wanted to remind the community of that as well, that there's more, especially thinking about the high schools. We did not forget about that. They are also being discussed. And then as Therese mentioned, we had great conversation, specifically thinking about water quality. That's something that's really important to me as well. And so there's a couple asks that we have. If you can take back to Ryan, and I know Kim's back there too, about if we can get an update on the progress of the improvements that have been done to Mountain View, and also like what the future plans are. That would be really great to have, even if it's a short update at a meeting on what's going on, because I know some folk still have questions, and I know that families have been communicated with, but that's only with the families there. Yeah. And as folk are thinking about where to go to school next year, that might be helpful for other folk to know as well. And then if we can also do an update on the Mountain View webpage, that would be nice to have a link directly to that, since it has been in the news and people see the news but not our updates at school board meetings. And so it might be nice to just have a direct link that goes straight to that page so people can see what's going on. That'd be helpful, I think. I think that was there any, did you want to add anything else to? If I could. Yeah, sure, go ahead, Therese.
Yeah, so the other thing that we kind of heard a little bit about is if we could get more readily available and easy to find information on when other schools are scheduled to be tested. It's out there if you dig around a little bit, but what I think we're kind of envisioning is, like, if my kid goes to this school, I'd like to be able to go to that website and see really easily, this is when it was last tested, this is what the results were, this is when it will be tested again. And then there's a couple other things. I think they would probably be easier to just put into an email, because I don't think they're like, it's not a specific action item so much as things to keep in mind for conversation. And so, Kim, if it's okay, I'll just email you. And then that way, if you do have a chance to make a presentation, you'll kind of know the ramblings of my thoughts that you can think about before, because I don't want to extend our time here just to try and make it make sense right now.
So if you can send that, since we usually have the buffer with Ryan.
Oh,
if
sure.
you can send that to Melissa.
I can send it to him, or I can send it to Melissa if Ryan's going to be out. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but I think just in general, it's about just really thinking future oriented around, like, what kind of milestones are we having? As an example, what kind of milestones are we having for ourselves to measure that we're making the forward progress that we want? And then how would the district capture the end goal? So what's our end goal as we understand it right now? I think it would be good for the community and for board members, but also for the community to know what's the district envisioning as the ultimate, we have taken care of this, as opposed to right now, which we know we're very much in progress. And so some kind of way to capture what the district thinks of as we have a working plan that we're comfortable with, and it's getting done what our goal is to get done. So thank you.
Thanks, Therese, for the additional context on that information. Those were pretty much all my comments, and I'm just looking forward. We don't have another meeting till after graduations for our business meeting, right? Because we just have budget meetings. Yeah, and right? Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to the graduations. That's what I was going to say. I was like, I'm on the right track, right? It's like, it's that time of year where everything gets blurred together, like the May, June mesh. Looking forward to hearing about the budget. I know that things are challenging in general with public education, both in K-12 and higher ed. And so we have work ahead on that. And with no further business, the meeting is adjourned at 8:37 p.m. Have a good night, you all.